wasn't that he was special. There is nothing detectable in his origins that make him better than anyone present. The lesson is that we should be skeptical when they tell us that we were not born to be successful. Born from a hardworking shoemaker and a mother who was respectable, descendant from preachers, his life seems a familiar spectacle. Began his education down on Maynard Street in 1882, which just goes to show our youth that there is nothing you can't do. Just look at the life of this man who was just like you. And Lord knows how hard we have to struggle with still getting half as much and having to work double. James Robinson Johnston had all the same troubles. He wasn't the first black to go to Dalhousie, but he was the first to finish, and I don't know, but I can imagine that he could have won a Guinness World Record for all the racism he endured, but he refused to be diminished. And we're still living with the same issues impeding our progress. Still the only black faces, still not enough black professors, still feeling like temporary guests and being questioned about our presence because just last September I heard a black student say, "This place just isn't welcoming for us." Imagine more than a century before us, no black student advising center, no blacks on campus to act as his mentor at a time when even achieving elementary education was eventful. It's amazing to me that anyone entered, and not only did he come back semester after semester, he ended up in law school. This ancestor refused to be rejected, looked at our people so often neglected and said, "Let me represent them." And it was bigger than just securing his own status. In his fight for acceptance, he led us all up the ladder because now no one could say they just don't have the talent. Saw a need in our communities and jumped into the battle, and this brother was doing it in English and Latin, so don't let them ever tell you that the same dreams can't happen. And I wouldn't be surprised if they spat in his face, but James Robinson Johnston remained on the case, and he never forgot the community in his practice. He fought for the people who no one thought mattered. And it doesn't matter if law school is not your ambition, because the lesson of his life is unbroken persistence beyond that. He reminds us to bless our existence and remember the people who took you the distance, so listen when I tell you that he kept his traditions. And I wonder when Brother Johnston ever found the time to rest, because his investment in his people went far beyond his profession. And I guess he relaxed by playing the organ at Cornwallis Street Baptist Church each Sunday morning, founded the Home for Colored Children to take care of black orphans, a master mason, and active in the African United Baptist Association, and still found the time to advocate for education, wanted to start an industrial school for black kids to train in. I tell you, this brother should be daily inspiration, especially for the youth who come from the same communities that made him. One of the first referees in the Colored Hockey League, there was nowhere he went when he didn't lead. So the lesson I take from his life is something essential. No matter what your condition, you have so much potential. Each one of us could live his same credentials. So let's stop being content with being told we belong in the basement. Our life is not defined by some predestination. In fact, James Robinson Johnston shows us it's full of surprises. So we need to fight to continue to build on his foundations, like the transition year program at Dalhousie that guides us to university education. Let's commit to expanding its classes until all can participate, and let's not rest until we have a 0% dropout rate. And we need to create the IB&M program in every school across the nation, because we need more black judges and lawyers to advocate for us, reforming the courts where we're disproportionately jailed. And let's not rest on our laurels until we've fought against all discrimination. Let's make sure we have black students graduating in force from every school and that they feel supported, and let's see us excelling in more than music and sports. So let's start fundraising for Black Studies courses so our youth can learn more about people like James Robinson Johnston, people like them whose histories should be recorded. And let's export that knowledge to every elementary and junior high and high school until our youth's pride in themselves is restored. And let's see more black teachers and black professors and black members of the school board. And let's educate the first black mayor, and the first black prime minister could come from right here. Because more than a century ago, James Robinson Johnston taught us that when we fight for ourselves, our future lies before us. So let's celebrate his life by moving his legacy forward. James Robinson Johnston, thank you for us.